The energy inside Globe Life Field was electric. Fans had gathered in droves to witness AEW's grandest spectacle of the year, All In 2025. The lights were blinding, the crowd deafening, and the anticipation unbearable. No one could have predicted that this night would not only define legacies but endanger a career. The opening match wasn't just a showcase, it was war, and Samoa Joe stood at the heart of it. Joe, alongside the Ops, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Katsuyori Shibata, entered the ring as the reigning AEW World Trios champions. Their chemistry was unmatched, and their confidence unshakable. Across the ring stood the Death Riders, a faction synonymous with brutality. The tension was thicker than the Texas humidity. This wasn't just about titles, this was personal. From the first bell, the match exploded into chaos. Muscle met steel. Strategy gave way to sheer violence. Joe delivered his signature muscle buster on Wheeler Yuta, pinning him with authority as the crowd erupted in celebration. But beneath that victory was an uneasy calm. A storm was coming, and nobody saw it. Just as the champions raised their titles, basking in the euphoria of another successful defense, the arena lights flickered. In a flash, the Death Riders surged back into the ring. Claudio Castagnoli and Gabe Kidd launched a vicious ambush. Joe barely had time to drop his belt before fists and boots came crashing down. This wasn't revenge, it was execution. Outside the ring, Powerhouse Hobbs suffered a relentless barrage of chair shots, courtesy of Wheeler Yuta. Inside, Shibata fought like a cornered lion, only to be dropped by a double team. Joe, now isolated, was crawling on the mat when Claudio grabbed a steel chair. Something was about to happen that would chill the blood of even the most hardened fans. Claudio wrapped the steel chair around Joe's neck. Time slowed. The arena gasped, and then, stomp. The sound of Claudio's boot smashing the chair reverberated like a gunshot. Joe's body went limp. He didn't move, didn't flinch. The image was horrifying. Samoa Joe lying motionless, a steel trap still encasing his neck. Security didn't rush in. Referees were frozen. The Death Riders exited, satisfied with their carnage. In that eerie silence, Hobbs and Shibata crawled to their fallen partner. Medics stormed in. The camera cut to fans in tears. Some shouted, others simply watched, stunned. Joe was strapped onto a stretcher, his arms limp by his side. His face was pale, his eyes glazed. The man who just opened the show as a champion was now being rolled out in silence. But the real question loomed large. Was this just an attack, or something far more sinister? And if this was retaliation, what exactly were the Death Riders retaliating for? The camera cuts backstage. Panic pulses through the AEW locker room. Wrestlers and staff look at monitors, unsure of what to believe. Samoa Joe, an icon, a warrior, a locker room leader, had been stretchered out. The celebration of victory was now buried under dread. But this wasn't just a post-match attack. No, this was premeditated. Sources close to the Death Riders claimed that Joe had it coming. Whispers echoed that Joe had interfered in a backroom negotiation weeks ago, one that directly threatened the rise of Jon Moxley and his growing Death Rider empire. Was Joe punished for playing protector in a backstage power struggle, or was it something deeper? Rewind to February 2025. Joe confronted Moxley during an off-air segment, stopping him from targeting a young rookie, AEW's rising star, Tyson Vex. That moment, captured only by a few handheld fans, showed Joe shoving Moxley backstage and warning him to choose his wars carefully. No one thought much of it, until now. Could that brief encounter have planted the seeds of vengeance? Moxley, known for his grudge-fueled vendettas, never forgets a slight, and tonight, he didn't strike himself. He sent his generals, Claudio, Gabe Kidd, Wheeler Yuta. The Death Riders had turned the trio's title match into a Trojan horse for vengeance. As the night wore on, backstage footage revealed Hobbs pacing furiously near the